for Wanyama, who good challenge there by Sabitho. You can see that Arafat corner looks to be like he has taken a knock. Walusimbi on the ball. Well, he's going to have to work a little harder. Walusimbi in that midfield. The strategy of the South Sudan is to try and also crowd out that midfield, and Frank with a header trying to set up one of his colleagues in yellow, but the action's not yet purposeful as Lako manages to get that ball too, and good ball there, looking for Lako, and he gets onto that ball but also doesn't make proper use of it, as South Sudan lose out a chance of asking proper questions as they close down spaces, especially in that final third of Uganda Rhinos. Frank Sekanjako still holding on to that ball, and you can see that Simon Wanyama there looking a little blunt today. I'm sure he will need more spaces created for himself and to get a chance, and that's an easy one for Daniel Lombe. The reception of the ball speaks volumes to how comfortable and how confident he comes into this game. You could see that Arafat trying to mince out on the first side, but takes a little too many touches, and impact is lost in his efforts of trying to carry that ball. Whatever Ibra Sebagala was trying to do from there is one thing that he himself can explain, but the Rhinos still in possession. Walusimbi. Bakari Walusimbi, the captain of this Ugandan team. That goes straight away into the hands of the goalkeeper. Never mind that there was a stretch on the first side to try and construct something that would have turned tables here. Player on the ground, and it looks like Victor Elizaya, the man who's currently down. Well, of course, most of the players have gone through the ranks, especially in the academy system of the Ugandan side, and you could see that some of them graduates at different levels. The likes of Simon Wanyama, all the way from Rays of Grace, of course, plays or is a student at St. Julian. Forgetting the likes of Ratib Gulanyago from Vipers Sports Club Junior team, also very handy in the Fufa Juniors League not so long ago. Pius Oiroth. But it looks like the Ugandans are starting to find life. Ibra Sevagala, good pass there to Pius Oiroth. He's been attempting such crosses or such in-swingers all throughout the first 30 minutes. None of them landing properly. And Samuel Moviru takes a throw in. Ball drops in the area as we're still dancing around danger, but it will be ball to Uganda nonetheless. As we are already 4 minutes into the half-hour mark. South Sudan nil, Uganda nil. Well, that's good ball control skills there from, and the end product there failing to yield fruit. It's been rather restless, Enoch Bagenda in that midfield. But Ibra Sevagala had earlier on made decent touches on the ball, but Pius Oiroth doing enough to recover possession, and Walusimbi now trying to get things up and running. Referee says it's going to be a free kick to South Sudan. Or the Ugandan technical team looking on as the boys continue to look for those proper keys that can help them open up the South Sudan defense, and the South Sudanese too contemplating the same. Ball in the area, looking for white shots, headed away. Simbi. And twisting and turning in that midfield, and ball sent to the far side. And another touch taken as cross comes in, not the best of crosses, so it was easily headed away as South Sudan get back on that ball, but Simbi makes retrieve. Looking for Frank Sekanjako. Frank Sekanjako, handball there, but referee doesn't seem to notice, and action continues. And player goes down to the ground as referee says still it's Uganda's ball, and well, by this time round in the game against Djibouti, Uganda had already found the back of the net several times. Player goes to the ground, referee not happy and comes closer. Looked like he was trying to reach out for a yellow card, and looks like a yellow card will finally be dished out to Abubakari Walusimbi for that challenge against Luis Domiano. Good ball in, trying to look for white shots and lacking a bit of control there as we get the confirmation of that yellow card. And it's Walusimbi Abubakari who goes in the referee's yellow book. Or still crowded out here in that midfield as both sides try to find ways of winning that battle in that midfield, as they will also try to continue to get decent balls in. Never mind the fact that the Ugandans have so far created the best chances. And here they come again, but the goalkeeper there, Daniel Lombe, confident. Well, you haven't seen a more confident goalkeeper than Daniel Lombe. Who chose to use his feet to keep that ball out. Most of the times you expect goalkeepers to try and make use of their gloves. But Daniel Lombe, twice on the occasion, has showed high levels of confidence as Uganda now get a free kick. It looks like the man who's just gone into the yellow card, or in the yellow side of the referee's book. Simbi Abubakari, the one to cannon that one, but too much energy. It just lifts that ball over the bar. He's not having the best of days today, Simbi. What the standards he's set himself in the Juniors League and also here. Could see that that man has rather been troubled by how he's been played against Luis Domiano. Well, several times he's gone down, and you can see the complaints that he's trying to howl, especially towards the officials in regard to how he's kindly on the receiving end of the Rhino's aggression. Well, South Sudan win a free kick and lose out the chance of getting or making proper use of it, and Daniel Lombe will also use that advantage of lack of communication, especially from the forward players of this Ugandan side, to just welcome the ball, as it's going to be a throw-in to the men in yellow. They come mincing inside, and a strike taken. It just goes across the face of goal. Another chance. Well, you definitely want to be precise to the point, especially when you play against a team that has so far showed abilities of defending strongly and being stubborn, especially how they choose to put bodies behind that ball. Walusimbi looks up, tries to take a strike, but well done there by the South Sudanese to deny him a chance. Sometimes some of those balls come in handy, you never know where they could land, and Ibra Sebagala trying to carry that ball forward. Ibra Sebagala is another player who plays for Vipers Sports Club junior team. He's also a member of the St. Mary's Kitende contingent, and Pius Oiroth, surely the referee will spot that one, and yellow card has been flashed there, shot number 6, and he will not escape that one. Felix Marial. That was a very clumsy challenge from Felix. You see that he missed the ball but didn't miss the legs, and very hardy challenge there. Sometimes on another day it could yield something more than just a yellow card, and will be very lucky Felix Marial to continue standing on that pitch. And you can see that the referee, in addition to that yellow card, was trying to also give more words of caution, as Pius Oiroth will continue to get treatment on the sides. Well, free kick to the Rhinos, and Ratib Golanyago also Vipers Sports Club junior team standing by to get that ball delivered swiftly into that area and perhaps maybe send Uganda into break time with something in the bag. Ball fumbles around and still knocking on the door. Heavy knocks at well, the Ugandans not looking as razor sharp today, and another chance there going or goes begging. A good ball to Lakou there from Anur Luboro. Men in yellow slowly trying to sneak through, slowly trying to find inroads inside that area. And a strike taken and hits the crossbar. Another decent attempt, but Hamza Lutalo will not have his smile right now because all the efforts are just flying by, none of them going where he definitely wants that ball to. And it looks like this time round Daniel Olombe had yielded as Frank Sekanjako had pulled the trigger from a tight angle, trying to get the better of him. We're now into the final second of the first 45. Just also waiting to see how many the referee will be adding onto the action. It's gonna be Simbi using some energy to try and will get the better of Marial, and that ball will end into a corner kick. Another good chance there for the Ugandans to try and make use of such proximities to their goal area or to the Sudanese goal area, and maybe they could try to use a corner to get something swinging their way. Walusimbi standing over that one. He will take his time to try and look for a yellow shot, and the ball comes in. The push there spotted by the referee, who says it will be South Sudan's free kick to take. And that man again, Luis Domillano, still continues to be the victim. Long ball up front. Lovely retrieve there from or by Domillano, but doesn't get a proper hold onto it, and Arafat and Kola being hounded to the sidelines, and he was expecting to run off the flanks and get his body inside, but you must credit Marial's defensive prowess in holding him up to try and send him as far away from the goal precincts as he can. And now under the last 10 seconds or even 5 seconds remaining to the end of the added timers. Decent ball inside, and no one in yellow there to Arafat and Kola was present, but the referee says we've seen enough of the first half and this game surely has to go to rest. None of the teams able to manage to find a way. Uganda did, but the goal was cancelled, and South Sudan themselves haven't created as many chances. Just the scoreline still stands: South Sudan 0, Uganda 0.
There you go, it's half time at Fsfa Technical Center in Jeru. The Uganda Rhino Cranes are taking on South Sudan. South Sudan still holding on there, and no goal has been scored as yet. Let's get down to it. Kazubu Ashraf is with me alongside Mugalu. Gentlemen, welcome back from the first half. But what do you make of the first half? Few chances have been created. South Sudan boys look, they're provided, a tougher test for the Uganda Rhino Cranes. Let me start with you, Mugalu. What do you make of the first half?
I think, as expected, that Sudan was going to put up a strong challenge against the Uganda Rhinos. They are a much improved side compared to the South Sudan that played against Uganda in 2019. They have come into this game when they know Uganda is a strong side. You've seen them when they are playing, they are more compacted in the defense and also in the midfield. They have held into the play and they haven't taken the game to Uganda. I am very sure that in the second half they will be going forward a lot. As compared in the first half, because they have been more of holding the play. Uganda, when you see the game they played against Djibouti and then you compare it to the game they have played today, I think the changes that Coach Utaro did make in this team have affected the team. You see the patterns and the game is not flowing to the same pace they played against Djibouti. But I feel like these players and the Sudanese players, they are matching. When you look at the strength and the strength prowess and also the energies and then even the stature, the body stature, and then you see they are matching each other compared to what the Djiboutians did have. So Uganda have to improve in the second half.
Okay, Kazube, against Djibouti it was like 5-0 already, but now it's still 0-0. You think like South Sudan did some prep work, preparations so that I feel like they are playing defensively more because they have not yet had any shot on target, shot on goal. So that means they are doing most of the defensive work.
Basically, coming into this game, I believe even the coach, Coach Hamza, did not expect what happened against Djibouti to happen today. He didn't expect that those match goals. Coming into this game, you're facing South Sudan, a stubborn side. South Sudan, South Sudan, they've grown in these past few years. Yeah, their football, their academies, and everything. They've spotted talents from the neighboring countries, even here in Uganda. They have some players that have been here that know us very well, that even on very many occasions face Ugandan players. So I believe it was not going to be the same run as it happened in the Djibouti game. So coming into this game halftime, we've seen Uganda, but I've not seen the Uganda that I know in the under 15. When you compare the game that we played and you compare the under 15 that we had in the previous season, you see that we lack fluidity going up front. You see that our team lacks a little bit of creativity. Yeah, we've seen on a number of occasions the goals that have went to our opponent, to the goalkeeper of South Sudan. It has been Warusimbi trying to score from a distance.
I think. So, do you think it's being used out of position because so many legs in the middle? You think that maybe they Coach Ronald Sali and Hamza Utaro may opt to, you know, try to shift the attacking options to the wing.
You see Walusimbi, that's his best position. Those that have followed him playing in Vipers junior team and at St. Mary's Chitende, that's where he prefers playing from deep.
In front of the goal.
Yeah, in front of the goal. But I just believe that we need some magic, yeah, in our wings. Like, you remember the under 15 that we played in Eritrea, we had some magic on all up front. We had Abbas Cheyune, basically he was the top scorer in that tournament. We had Travis Mutiaba, we had Shugai Kalisa in the midfield. So we need to see some bit of fluidity even in this game.
Okay. Mugalu, what do you have to say about the system that Coach Ronald Sali has brought today? Yeah. They're having so many bodies in the middle, but so is South Sudan. Yeah. They also have made the midfield so compact. Yeah. Do you think it's second half, maybe try to push at the wings, try to open up those South Sudan boys?
Yeah, I think we can see, we may see a couple of changes in the second half, especially more so going forward. We've tried to shoot in. Goalkeeper South Sudan goalkeeper Lombe has been quite busy at some moments, but even we haven't been so clinical. And when you look at our forward, most of the players at the front, they are not clinical as some of the players are on the bench. When you look at the Okello, who has sat down Richard Okello, he's a good player. When he is brought into the game, he may change because he scored a number of goals in the game we played against Djibouti, also in the first half. So we have to be more clinical in the second half and also a bit more calm. Even give players freedom to do what they can do, not limiting them their abilities. I think players should be given more freedom to let them do what they can do, and then the goals can come in later. Not forcing them maybe into the system or limit them their abilities. I think they should be given freedom and then let them operate wherever they can suit best, and then goals can come in later.
Which other players do you think, as you were on the bench, look at our bench, that maybe if they are brought on in the second half, we can change the game? Because we have Richard Okello.
Richard Okello, and there is Ashraf Maseluka, there is Disan Mwebe, Thomas Ogema. There are very many players. He's a very good
left back. He did well against Djibouti.
We have very many good players looking, and I thought while coming into this game that our strength was going to be, we have very many players that play in the same team. When you look at the side of Vipers junior team, you know, this under 15 team is made up of academy football and the juniors league. It's most of the players have come from those ends. Coming into this game, I believe that our strength was going to be, we are going to base more on Viper junior team players that play actually in the same team.
Also
the coordination.
A couple of players from Budo SS Soccer-Academy.
Yeah, and Budo SS, because when you look at our lineup, we actually have
Babi Shakul is on the bench as well. Very talented player.
Yeah, we have maybe players coming from Vipers junior team, Budo SS, Rays of Grace, and then Road Giant. Those are the players that we have. So I thought of that coordination of players that come from the same destination. I thought it was going to be our strength, but I've not seen that coordination, especially going forward.
What needs to be improved as we're going for the second half in a couple of minutes? What areas do you think the coaches Ronald Sali and Hamza Utalo need to work on, because we need the goals coming in? South Sudan has proven, I think, a bit compact.
Yeah, Hamza Utalo should just empower these boys and let them, tell them, go and enjoy the game, or go and play your football, go and display those skills, and then the goals can come in. Because if you let these boys enjoy and then play at their pace, play what they can do, play based on their abilities, and then let them expose what they can do, then the goals can come in. But when you limit them or give them actually tell them go and play under a certain system, it is good, but then you should let them also expose their abilities. Play to enjoy.
And have you any chance of scoring a goal? Do you see it coming? You know, it was 15 past Djibouti, but this time around the South Sudan boys look as if they don't want to swallow.
You cannot actually expect Uganda not to score a goal. Yeah?
They have to score.
Uganda.
We had one in the back of the net, but it was offside.
You see, South Sudan has come on defining odds on various occasions. You remember when we were playing that South Sudan, their senior national team, they defined all odds, and it's a team
even
that
beat us in Kenya. Actually.
Yeah, that won us, and we failed to qualify for AFCON. So I think these boys have very many points to base on to win this game.
The fact that some of the South Sudanese actually play from here in Uganda looks at Odongo Rothomio, who plays in Bull FC.
Innocent Rothomio.
So they are used to play with these players, so they know the abilities of Ugandan players, so they can match them. That's why you've seen that this game is not so. We are not far away from South Sudan. They are closest to us, and so they can also actually find the goal faster than us. We can.
And let me tell you, Lukenge, we can find out the coach. They well know, the coach of South Sudan well knows how to handle Uganda. Yeah. He knows better how to handle Uganda, how the system is going to change, because he knows the players very well. He has monitored them, because they've monitored them because they want to take some talent the other side, that we don't utilize. So I think we have a lot to do going into the second half. In order, we have to look for any early goal, add on the second one, if possible, add on the third one if we are to take this one home.
But Sudan can also go.
Yeah, Sudan has a chance.
But I'm trying to talk about more of the Uganda Rhino Cranes, because South Sudan barely even reached our goalpost. Our goalkeeper, Swaibu, almost didn't make any dive himself. So I'm trying to think that South Sudan, they are on to the defensive. They're playing most.
I think that was the coach's tactic, more so in the first half, because he wanted to study Uganda. You can't just come in the game and then you bring the game to Uganda all along, then you bring the game to Uganda. You must first hold the play and then study and understand the team you are attacking.
Sudan,
then maybe in the second half you can change your strategy.
South Sudan has those players that can actually play that football if they are given that chance and if they are given that space. Like their captain, we've seen on very many at the start of the first half, we've seen him getting the ball, dribbling. They have those players that are equipped to dribble the ball past their opponents. That's why you've seen Uganda conceding 2 yellow cards in this game. Captain Abubakar Walusimbi and Ibra, they've conceded in those 2 yellow cards because South Sudan has capable players that can dribble the ball.
And it looks like also they are matching us in terms of physicality. And then the duels, 50-50 duels, or those balls, 50-50 ball duels.
And also the skill, as Kaziwa has just said, they have the skill. So if the Lazarus, their captain, you've seen him trying to do some magic in the midfield and also trying to create and also bring the ball forward. So I was still talking about their coach that has used the strategy, because when you look at the game we've played, you cannot also define Uganda's strategy. I think South Sudan have...
You are watching Fufa TV, the home of Ugandan sport.
But he has been a friend to the Right Honourable Speaker of the Parliament of Uganda. And after that, she will be signing the book. But after her, the Honourable Minister will follow, and then the Federation President will also follow in that order, and then they will sign the book. Thank you very much, Toto, Mama, for the time you have given us. The Honourable Minister, Peter Uagnda, is the one walking right there. I remember when the Honourable Minister said we shall enjoy AFCON together. And now Honourable Moses Magogo, the Federation President and the Member of Parliament for Budiope East, your colleague, your friend, is gone. We shall also ask the chairperson of this organizing committee and first vice president of FUFA to view the body, and also the members of parliament that are here will also do the same. Members of parliament will follow Mr. Justice Mugisha as the chief mourner continues to sign.